Since the post-credit scene of Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, and the post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home, there's been a lot of questions about when Tom Hardy's Venom is going to be showing up properly in the MCU. Now, myself personally, I think it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to have Tom Hardy's Venom show up in Avengers Secret Wars. Obviously, we're going to have much of the Fantastic Four, if not all of them, including variants from the other Fox universe, the X-Men, Deadpool, Wolverine, as well as whoever else knows, show up in Secret Wars, so why not bring in some of the Marvel characters from the Sony universe? If they're allowing them, that is. Now, I think there's a few different scenarios we could be seeing Venom show up in the future, and I'm going to discuss those in this video. But before we move forward, 99% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you've stumbled upon this video or any of my shorts, feel free to give this channel a subscribe, and feel free to like the video. Now let's get on to the video. Now, like I said earlier, I do think that Venom is going to be showing up in Secret Wars. However, there are a couple of different ways that can happen. Option number one, they end up bridging the multiverses again, like they did with No Way Home, and you get traditional Tom Hardy Venom coming in. I don't really think that Topher Grace is going to be coming back as Venom, but I mean, anything's possible, I guess. And another option we could be seeing would be the new Venom that was left behind in Spider-Man No Way Home, after Tom Hardy's Venom was sent back to his original universe. Now, that's possible considering the parting knowledge that Venom was left with was find Spider-Man in New York, but honestly, making that little bit of Venom go all the way from South America to New York just to get Spider-Man, I mean, I guess it's possible, but at that point, if they're doing Secret Wars, how is it going to end up on Battleworld? Unless, because it's part of the Venom symbiote from the Sony universe, and that Venom gets transferred, this one would also get transferred. But that's a bit of a stretch, especially considering we don't know if Sony's going to play ball and let their characters be used. And even then, let's be completely honest here, the only characters that would be showing up so far in Secret Wars at that point, if they are allowing them to be used, would be Venom, possibly Madam Webb, maybe animal rights activist Kraven the Hunter, and apparently the MCU's version of Vulture, which that in itself makes absolutely no sense as to how he would end up in the Morbius universe. And let's be completely honest here, out of all of them, the only one that would make the most sense, and the only one that would actually stand a chance to fight any villain, including Kang, on Battleworld, would be Morbius. Now, having Venom show up in Secret Wars would also give us the chance, if Sony is willing to play ball, to see other characters be Venomized. This has been a big trend recently, especially in items such as Funko Pops and comics. We have seen different characters who normally wouldn't become Venomized have insane alterations. And if they wanted to play ball, we may be able to see something like that show up in Secret Wars. It's pretty doubtful, but it would be pretty awesome to see. I mean, could you imagine a Venomized Doctor Strange in Secret Wars? Or a Venomized Captain America? That would be awesome. It would add a lot to the special effects budget, and probably a lot more time, especially if they're going to have to negotiate the usage of Venom and the Sony characters, but for the fans it would be worth it, but it's all going to come down to the studio's bottom line. And considering Marvel would still have 100% of the merchandising rights of the characters, who knows if Sony's really going to let them do that. Now, another option that's been floated around recently is having that piece of Venom become Agent Venom. But, to me, between the Joe Manganiello Flash that we saw in the original Tobey Maguire universe and the modern iteration of Flash Thompson, I cannot see any other option between using a previous version of Flash as Agent Venom. I mean, look at the two of them. There's such a vast difference in body type. Could you imagine the modern day nerdy version of Flash becoming Agent Venom? Because I certainly can't. The other option is if they're able to somehow bring in an Eddie Brock from a different universe, and they could possibly make him Anti-Venom. I mean, that's something they'd be able to do, considering they already have Matt Gargan in the universe. So, Scorpion could get Venomized, I suppose, and they could try to get him back to Eddie, which, in a weird, twisted version, might be able to make Anti-Venom show up in Secret Wars, but honestly, who knows? Honestly, one of the best things they could do, which would be very, very out there, and honestly, I don't think it would be possible, would be if they're able to somehow grab the Carnage symbiote from Venom 2, bring that into Avengers Secret Wars, have Kang the Conqueror build a multiversal evil Avengers, a dark Avengers, and then have them go up against the current Avengers or a multiversal Avengers in Secret Wars. If they're able to do that, not only would they be able to have Kang the Conqueror be the main villain of Secret Wars, they would also be able to bring in Norman Osborn Green Goblin again, they'd be able to bring in Doctor Doom, as well as any other villains they could think of, including Thanos. And if they are able to do this, and they're able to bring in characters from the Sony universes, we could actually get the Red Goblin on screen. Now, the Red Goblin being Norman Osborn possessed by Carnage, I mean, it's a little out there. It's definitely a long shot, but honestly, it's one of the most visually striking characters that we've seen in quite a while. And could you imagine having Carnage infused with the Green Goblin going up against a multiversal Spider-Man army? That would be nuts. I would love to see that, and I would pay as much money as possible to see that on screen, especially if they team up with Doctor Doom and Kang the Conqueror. That would be insane. But at the end of the day, this is all just speculation and theories. These are just ideas that they could move forward with if they do decide to get the Sony characters in Avengers Secret Wars. I do know there was a bit of a falling out between Marvel and Sony, and it seems like they may have rectified this. But only time will tell. What do you think of my ideas? Do you think any of this is plausible? Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like the video for more content, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.